Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Sri Lakshmi talking about antenatal care and its objectives. So, what are the objectives to achieve in an antenatal care? We have to elicit history, proper history, examination, routine investigations, risk assessment at first antenatal visit, warning signs on subsequent visits, treatment with routine folic acid, iron calcium tablets, number of visits and steps must do on each visit, when to come for next visit, referrals and advices. So this was the objectives. Coming to introduction, what is antenatal care? Antenatal care is nothing but systematic supervision of pregnant women and fetus to ascertain well-being of both and healthy outcome of pregnancy. Antenatal care is a must to reduce the maternal mortality to less than 100 per lakh births, to avoid or minimize the maternal morbidity, to reduce perinatal morbidity as well as mortality. So, maternal mortality major causes are hemorrhage. Most common maternal mortality cause is hemorrhage, followed by sepsis, obstructed labor, hypertensive disorders, abortion, etc. Maternal mortality reasons. There are some direct and indirect medical causes, social determinants and also health system related factors. So direct medical causes are hemorrhage, sepsis, unsafe abortions, hypertensive disorders, obstructed labor. Indirect causes malaria, anemia. Anemia is the most predominant one. Social determinants include marriage and childbirth at young age, less spacing between the pregnancies, between the births, low literacy level among the women. Health system related factors is delay to seek care, delay in reaching the appropriate health facility, delay in receiving quality care in an institution. So what is the purpose of ANC, that is antenatal care? Diagnose and confirm the normal pregnancy, diagnose associated medical or any other disorders and plan its treatment. Diagnose pregnancy related disorders like GDM, that is gestational diabetes mellitus, gestational hypertension, placental abnormalities, to perform basic investigations, routine serology, etc. Supplement iron and folic acid to monitor fetal growth and detect abnormalities at the earliest. Counseling of couple regarding the contraception and future pregnancies, immunization of the mother and inform about immunization schedule, significance of breastfeeding, planning the place or the mode of delivery, detect the cases which require referral to tertiary level. History of the present pregnancy, which is very important to find out the LMP, that is last menstrual period date, and calculation of the EDD, that is expected delivery date. Identify any current or past medical, surgical or obstetric conditions that may complicate the present pregnancy as below, like high blood pressure, diabetes, breathlessness on exertion, palpitations, chronic cough, blood in the sputum, prolonged fever, renal disease, convulsions, attacks of breathlessness or asthma, jaundice, malaria, other illnesses, example reproductive tract infections, HIV or AIDS. Calculation of EDD, that is expected delivery date, is calculated in normal pregnancy. Average duration is counting from the first day of the last menstrual period is about 280 days or 10 lunar months or 40 weeks. Ovulation delivery interval is 267 days, as ovulation occurs on 13th or 14th day of 28 days cycle. If regular cycles, the EDD is calculated by counting back 3 months and adding 7 days, or by counting forward 9 months and adding 7 days, that is nothing but Naegele's rule. If cycles are irregular, that is cycles more than 28 to 30 day cycle, add the extra number of days to arrive at EDD. If less than 28 days, subtract the number of days from the EDD. Detailed past obstetric history is very important. The number of previous pregnancies, confirm whether live births, stillbirth, abortion or any child who had died, ascertain the date and outcome of each event. What was the birth weight of the baby if known? It is especially important to know about the last pregnancy regarding Rh negative, if patient had taken anti-D, etc. Find out if there was any adverse perinatal outcome period between the 7th day before birth and 28 days after the birth of the baby. Identify whether there were complications during previous pregnancy that may have a bearing on the present one. Any obstetric complications like recurrent early abortions, post-abortive complications, hypertension, preeclampsia or eclampsia, APH, breech or transverse presentation, obstructed labor including dystocia, perineal tears, excessive bleeding after delivery, puerperal sepsis, etc. Ascertain the mode of delivery, simple vaginal or obstetrical operations like caesarean section, instrumental vaginal delivery, breech or manual removal of the placenta, and history of any prior blood transfusions. Now, family history. Family history is equally important, whether mother or father is having hypertension, diabetes, tuberculosis, thalassemia, twins, history of twin in mother or sisters, birth of a congenital anomalous baby, personal history, history of drug intake or allergies, any treatment or drugs for infertility prior, history of intake of habit forming or harmful substances, chewing or smoking tobacco, alcohol, substance abuse. Since if some patients are on infertility drugs, there are chances of having twins or multiple pregnancy. High chances of having twin pregnancy. Antenatal visit frequency. First visit as soon as the pregnancy is suspected, that is in first 3 months, till 28 weeks 4 weekly, 28 to 36 weeks 2 weekly, after 36 weeks weekly. Visits may vary if any high risk factor is present. Minimum desirable visits. First visit is as soon as the pregnancy is suspected, that is in first 3 months. Second visit around 26 weeks. Third is around 32 and fourth visit is 36 weeks. First visit. At first visit, pregnancy is confirmed. Simplest way to confirm pregnancy is in the first trimester is history and clinical examination. Now pregnancy test kits are available, that is Nischay have also been provided to ASHAs, that is accredited social health activists, for use during their community visits. Ensure that the kits are available to them and they report positive results to you. Examination. General physical examination includes temperature, pallor, icterus, edema, height, thyroid, breast, pulse, blood pressure. Systemic examination, respiratory, cardiac and obstetric examination. Obstetric examination includes inspection, palpation, percussion, auscultation and genital examination. Abdominal examination helps in following up fetal growth, fundal height. If any disparity in fundal height, refer. Height of the uterus more than period of amenorrhea due to wrong dates of LMP, full bladder, maybe due to multiple pregnancy or a big baby, it may be due to polyhydramnios or anomalous baby due to hydrocephalus or maybe hydrotridiform mole. Height of the uterus may be less than the period of amenorrhea due to wrong dates of LMP or IUGR, missed abortion, IUD or transverse lie. Fetal lie and presentation. If lie is longitudinal cephalic presentation, no intervention is required. Other longitudinal lie confirmed by BV examination, breech, brow or face. If breech, transverse or oblique, before 34 weeks no intervention, after 34 weeks refer as may need LSCS. Otherwise, if left undiagnosed can lead to obstructed labor, rupture of uterus or even death of the mother as well as fetus. Multiple fetal parts felt or large uterus suspect multiple pregnancy. Fetal heart sounds usually heard after 24 weeks. Normal is 110 to 180 beats per minute. Fetal bradycardia is when fetal heart rate is less than 110. Tachycardia on more than 180. Irregular fetal heart rate also the case should be referred. Fetal movements. Quickening is felt by 18 to 22 weeks. felt earlier in a multi, later in a primigravida. Decreased or absent movements as an indication of fetal distress referred to first referral units. Per vaginal examination. In first trimester to diagnose pregnancy, generally UPT done for very early pregnancy nowadays. For cervical incompetence, if previous history suggestive, to rule out any adnexal masses, ectopic pregnancy if indicated. Second trimester generally PV is not done except for cervical incompetence. Third trimester for pelvic assessment, diagnose labor. Pelvic assessment to be discussed in section dealing with labor management. Laboratory investigations includes hemoglobin estimation, blood grouping and RH typing, VDRL, HbSAg, HIV testing, blood sugar testing, urine albumin and sugar, thalassemia screening if available is desirable. Interventions. If lady reports in first trimester, start the folic acid 5 mg per day, iron folic acid supplementation, prophylactic dose. All pregnant women need to be given 1 tablet of elemental iron of 100 mg and 0.5 mg of folic acid every day for at least 100 days starting from 14 to 16 weeks of gestation. Calcium tablet, dietary increase in the intake of iron rich foods, green leafy vegetables, whole pulses, jaggery, meat, poultry, fish, high protein diet, black gram, groundnuts, ragi, whole grains, milk, eggs, meat and nuts. Administration of tetanus toxoid injection. The first dose of TT should be administered as soon as possible, preferably when the woman registers for ANC, ideally not to be given in the first trimester. When to refer the cases? Symptoms which indicate that a complication may arise: fever, vaginal discharge, easy fatigability, palpitation and breathlessness at rest, generalized swelling of the body, puffiness of face, vaginal bleeding, decreased or absent fetal movements, leaking of watery fluid per vagina, decreased urine output. Danger signs in antenatal care. Danger signs are malpresentation, multiple pregnancy, any bleeding per vagina during pregnancy where a pad is soaked in less than 5 minutes, hemoglobin 7 to 8 grams even after consuming iron folic acid tablets for 30 days, hemoglobin less than 7 grams, that is severe anemia, breathlessness at rest or fast or difficult breathing, excessive vomiting, unable to take anything orally, high blood pressure with proteinuria, severe headache with blurring of vision or epigastric pain, may be signs of high BP, convulsions or loss of consciousness, reduced urinary output with high BP, decreased or absent fetal movements, continuous severe abdominal pain, fetal tachycardia or bradycardia or irregular fetal heart rate, premature rupture of membranes, temperature more than 38 degrees Celsius, with or without abdominal pain, foul smelling vaginal discharge before delivery or following abortion, ruptured membranes for more than 18 hours. Historical perspective of antenatal care. So it was started with National Family Planning Program in 1952, Family Welfare Programs in 1977, National Child Survive and Safe Motherhood Program in 1992, followed by RCH, that is Reproductive and Child Health Program, Phase 1 and Phase 2, RMNCH, that is Reproductive Maternal Newborn Child plus Adolescent Health Approach as a 12th plan. So what was the previous approach and the new approach, and what was the goal followed? Previous approach was a 2-child norm, now changed to enable clients to meet the goals. Previous was a centralized approach, now is decentralized and client driven. Previously it was family planning services, now full range of maternal child health care is provided. Previous quality was not cared, now it's a high quality health care provided. Attitude to client was motivate, persuade. Now patients are listened, assessed, informed and advised. Performance monitoring was target oriented, now it's quality, client satisfaction and coverage measures. Accountability to bureaucracy previously. Now it's to community and client. National programs, Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, that is PMSMA, that is Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, advises to improve the quality and coverage of antenatal care, diagnostic and counseling services as a part of RMNCH plus adolescent health strategy. So this is Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, provided to all pregnant women. Before leaving the facility, every pregnant woman to be counseled, maybe individually or in groups, on nutrition, rest, safe sex, safety, birth preparedness, identification of danger signs, institutional delivery and postpartum family planning. Filling out the MCP cards at the clinics should be mandatory, and a sticker indicating the condition and the risk factor of the pregnant woman should be added onto card for each visit. So green sticker for women with no risk factor detected, red for women with high risk, blue for women with pregnancy induced hypertension, yellow for pregnancy with comorbid conditions such as diabetes, hypothyroidism, sexually transmitted infections, etc. So Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, these are the package of services provided, that is routine antenatal checkup, diagnostic services, identification and management of high risk pregnancy cases, counseling on nutrition, family planning, birth preparedness, postnatal care and newborn care, etc., communication for behavior change, health system strengthening by providing trained nurses, Anganwadi workers, infrastructure and logistics, and referral transport and target beneficiaries. The program aims to reach out all the pregnant women who are in the second and third trimester of pregnancies. Ma is nothing but mother's absolute affection, which influences National Breastfeeding and Promotion Program to ensure adequate awareness in generated among masses, especially mothers, on the benefits of breastfeeding. Around 20% newborn deaths and 13% under 5 deaths can be prevented by early initiation of breastfeeding. Besides, it can also prevent child deaths associated with diarrhea and pneumonia and other infections. The goal of the program is to enhance optimal breastfeeding practices, which includes initiation of breastfeeding within an hour of birth, exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months, and continued breastfeeding for at least 2 years. So the key messages is to register every pregnancy within 12 weeks, ensure 4 antenatal visits to monitor the progress of pregnancy. This includes registration and first antenatal care in the first trimester. Give every pregnant woman TT injection, that is tetanus toxoid, and iron, folic acid and calcium supplementation. Test for blood grouping, hemoglobin, urine albumin and routine basic serology, blood sugar levels at earliest opportunity. Test the blood for hemoglobin, urine sugar and protein at every visit. Record the blood pressure and weight at every visit. Advise and encourage women to opt for the institutional delivery. Maintain proper records for better case management and follow-up. Do not give a pregnant woman any medication during the first trimester unless advised by a physician. Identify all high risk at earliest and plan the management. So this was all about antenatal care and its objectives and calculation of EDD and providing all the necessary services for a pregnant woman. Thank you.